There we go. Hello everybody, it's me O'Neil, and I'm gonna be talking about a singer that has been on my radar and people have told me about, but I've kind of been avoiding doing simply because she's so good. And whenever I'm encountering really good singers, sometimes it's hard to talk about why they're good, but I'm gonna tackle it today. Today I'm gonna talk about So Hyang. So Hyang, and I really hope I'm pronouncing her name right, is from South Korea, and she is 40 years old, but her voice it's like she's at an extended prime. She sang a song called Arirang Alone, which is a take on a Korean folk song. It's apparently the unofficial national anthem of South Korea, which is really cool. And the arrangement, her dress, but mainly her voice just wowed me. So we're gonna get into it. A lot of you have been asking for this, so you're gonna get it. All right, here we go. So we're getting a little bit of her voice there. So I don't know if you're picking up already, So Hyang has a very small voice. It's almost surprising how small her voice is. It makes me wonder, I'm not totally sure, but I'm wondering if she's using her head voice at the fullest of its potential. To me, it sounds slightly thin. However, when she goes for it, she has a very big instrument. But this tone that she's using right now, I'm gonna call it a very light head voice, and it's just an amazing support that she has throughout, and not just amazing support, but just amazing pitch. It's like she's dead on. Straight tone, very light. Okay, let's just talk. Family, let's talk. Oh my gosh, like the level of openness and resonance is the word that I'm going to be using a lot in this video. She has such an open instrument. If you think of the vowel ah, the vowel ah is a really good way for you to tell, or for you to base resonance off of. Your instrument, especially for her, she has a very small instrument. And I don't want to get ahead of myself, but her having a small instrument, she has to be very open in order for not just for her to have great pitch, but also for her voice to speak. And so when she's singing her Arirang, even when she closes on the e's, the e vowel, that back of her throat is still very open. So you're getting a very open resonant sound. Ooh, love it. And she has such a beautiful smile. Even listen to her, the way that she's treating her consonants. Like she is at the very edge of her voice. And she's barely giving anything. The mic is really helping her here, but she's definitely just on the edge of her voice. So I think I'm very much right when I say that she's using a very light head voice. Okay, and now you can hear her start to, there you go. So you can start to hear her come a little bit down out of her head into more of her chest. So when I say a very light head voice, I'm actually talking about a mixed voice. Because the mixed voice, as I've said in a prior video, is actually a spectrum. It's not necessarily that you go from head voice into mixed voice. So she's coming from a lighter, so if this were her head voice and this were her chest voice, she's coming from her head voice to slightly bring in a little bit more of that chest timbre. And when we get that chest timbre, we're starting to get that very bright belt that she's really well known for. You can hear it there. So even there, like you can hear you can hear a little bit of the nasal resonance that's there, that's making that bright sound. And then also when she's singing, you can hear that she's not pushing a lot. She's still not even, I would say, not even really close to the fullness of her middle, her true, like, very weighty belt. I don't want to talk too much, but man, she's so great. And she lightens back. Yeah. Not to mention that the arrangement is amazing and it's really helping her. Okay, guys, I need you to brace yourself. I need you to brace yourself. Will you brace yourself with me, please? Oh my gosh. So she's still very light. I need you to just... Here we go. Listen. She's coming in a little bit down. There we go. And there you have that bright B flat 5 that set me into a frenzy the first time I heard it. It's like one of the brightest, most resonant B flat 5s I've ever heard out of a singer. And it's not even just that she was able to get it, but because she has such a small instrument, the openness that you can hear the vibrato that is working away. You can hear the nasal resonance, like I said before, and it really is the nasal resonance that's allowing her to have that very bright sound. Personally, I think, and I got chills when I heard it, I think that when we listen to singers and we get those chills, I think it's because they have that right balance of resonance. Like, it was absolutely just masterful the way that she approached that. And I'm beside myself. I can't be too loud. That's the only reason I'm not freaking out right now. But listen. Yeah. And now she's a little bit more chesty. And what's very important is to note that she doesn't really come to the true chesty part of her voice. She's just in that very bright belt. Absolutely. And again, it's the resonance that's helping her. She's not pushing for extra sound. And she doesn't really need to go into her chest because, first of all, she's blessed with a very great God-given instrument. Like, to be a soprano like that, I think it's really truly a gift. I would say, like, Ariana Grande, the Tori Kellys, like, that have this natural very high tessitura. I would say that it's much easier for her to get to a B flat 5, and it's much easier for her to mix to a B flat 5 than it would, say, for maybe a Jennifer Hudson. Jennifer Hudson's voice is a little bit more weighty, a little bit more brassy, and her approach to technique is also very much more weighty and much more chest dominant than, say, a So Hyang. But also her voice naturally has that darkness and weight, and so with So Hyang, she has that natural tessitura placement that really can be used to her advantage. There we go. Now, I need you to listen to that again. Come again. I need you to listen to that again. Okay, we're gonna get 2 head voice G5s, and then she very quickly shifts down to that belt. Do do pow. Listen. And that's how you can tell that she has some great breast support, because if she's able to come out of her light head voice and not even slide, but just nail right into her belt, then that tells you that her voice is free and tensionless, and she's able to do that with freedom. Absolutely. Okay, So if there's anything that I would say I don't like her about the way that she sings sometimes, and this is me just nitpicking, but there is this slide that she tends to do, Arirang, and it kind of just drives me insane when singers do that. But it is what it is. She's got a great instrument. So that was a big one. That was a big one. That was actually kind of annoying. I'm like, maybe it's her decorating, but yeah, I really don't like that. But she's singing. She's still singing. Okay. G5, guys. G5. Like what? Like, and not even just that, but her mouth is wide open because she's not pushing. She's just opening up, and it's more than just her mouth. It's her nasal cavity. It's the openness of her throat. It's the position of the back of her throat. It's and her not using her throat to support. Like, when you support well, you can do anything. Yeah. And even like, okay, F5s are even just absolutely just, they're easy for her. Now, very briefly before the end of it, you can notice how now when she's singing her phrases, she's not at that light head voice. Well, we would anticipate that she would strengthen, but it's not simply that she's just going from a falsetto or a head voice sound to a chest voice sound, because that's what pop singers usually do, and the miking system helps that. But with her, she's going from a very light head voice to a much more present mixed voice belt, and that really helps her, and I really like that. I need to meet her. Come on, So Hyang. She sang the living daylights out of that. She sang the living daylights out of that. So this is the part where you tell me what you thought of So Hyang. Leave me a comment. Also, if you are new, please subscribe, because this is the place where we think deeply to create art that changes the world. I'm Gerald, and I'll see you in another video. Bye, everyone.